So, Matt, I've been really wanting to fucking talk to you today about how awesome the Steam Deck is.
Amazing.
Yes,
Uh,
100%, dude. Fucking crazy.
It's so good, man. The things I like to play on it are, I I've been trying to get you into Vampire Survivors. I think it's an amazing game.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, just so good. It's just gameplay focused. It's just nonstop action, and there's just enough upgrading things to make it a real game.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's
I
really
think
fun.
that those are kind of like the games that I'm expecting to play on my Steam Deck now. Are like Vampire Survivors, emulators, Hades, just
Mm.
because I bought Baldur's Gate 3 on my Steam Deck, and it runs, but it's struggling. It's having a
Oh,
hard time.
okay. So, when is the last time you actually played it on there? Do you still play it on there?
I played it on there once, and I haven't played it since.
Oof.
But that might just be a product of me not having enough time to fucking sit down and play. Because I usually, when I go to visit family, go to my mom's house, or go hang out somewhere else, that's where I take the Steam Deck. And I'm sure next time I go out and I'm away from home, um, I'm taking Steam Deck and I'm taking my little decky there, and I'm playing some Baldur's Gate, regardless of
Yeah.
how shitty it runs.
Heck yeah. It's
I'm
so
showing
good,
my
man.
entire family Carlac. My guys,
Everybody needs to
this is my
know.
virtual life. So yeah, I think it's good for that. I think it's totally fine for when you're out and there's no other way to play. Um, it's totally worth because I'm going on vacation in December, and I'm probably gonna take my Steam Deck and fucking go off.
Where you going?
Dude, I am going on another cruise. I am going on another boat.
Oh man. Yeah, you're
But
gonna
this
need the
time,
Steam Deck.
yeah, but this time it's just me and my wife, and it's for 4 days instead of like the whole family for 7 days. So
Very
little,
nice.
little, little tiny vacation,
Hmm.
a little smaller, low key, but we're going on a fucking boat, and I am gonna be taking my
Yeah.
Steam Deck. I did last time, so and it was fucking perfect. What was I playing? Oh, you know what? I wasn't really playing shit on my Steam Deck. I opted to I brought it, didn't really play it because I was reading the Lord of the Rings books. I was
Oh
reading all of it. I was
yeah.
reading The Hobbit. I was fucking reading the
Yeah.
whole thing, dude. And because I've never read those books, I've never watched the movies, never read the books. But Magic came out with the fucking Lord of the Rings set, so I was all in. I was fucking reading the books. I watched the movies afterwards, and I get it. I get why people fucking love Lord of the Rings. That shit is so fire, dude.
Why would you say that? Why do you think it's so good?
Well, we talked about it a little bit off the air, but a couple months ago, and there has to be some type of like award to go to this man that made a whole language, like languages, for his characters, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's one of those things that it just blows my mind. Book one, there are different languages, and there's writings of those languages, alphabets of those languages,
Hmm.
and history. So you're in book one, dude. And there's history about every single like artifact, every single area, location, character. They have a whole past. They have a whole a belief system, right? And why they believe certain ways. Like, why are hobbits so superstitious? Oh, it's because they think that that if you find a gold, if you steal, you're gonna be cursed, or they have like weird superstitions, and the book gives you like reasons to believe why they would act like that. But why
Mm.
they all thought Bilbo was like a thief, you know what I mean? And they talk
Yeah.
shit about it. They're like snickering, talking shit about each other on the side. And I think that the perfect like uh mirror for me was Stormlight Archives, reading those books and then finishing that series, going to The Hobbit. Uh, Stormlight Archives, I love those books. Great series, but they Brandon Sanderson does not have the same depth as the Lord of the Rings does when it comes to like the history, the languages,
Yeah.
and all the characters, you know. So
Well, yeah, Tolkien got in there, and basically all the other authors after him are doing a version of what he did. And in my opinion, until George R. R. Martin stuff started getting popular, I think it was all kind of really, orcs, what do you call them? Like gnomes, hobbits kind of
yeah,
deal.
halflings.
Uh, they elves,
Yeah,
like he
Tolkien got
really
the
set it
dude. He
up.
got the fuck in there. He
Yeah,
really did
yeah, he
because
did.
he
He
fucking
wrote the Silmarillion, which is like, this is like just a long ass text about like more detail on the other shit that he's writing. It's just
that's
nuts.
crazy, dude. Because
Yeah.
it already goes so hard. It already goes so in depth, and so
Mhm.
but that's what I think. What I appreciated the most of it, because honestly, I'm praising it, but for me, it was a lot harder to read and to go through than like Stormlight Archives. Stormlight Archives
Oh yeah.
is more modern and it reads a little bit easier for me.
Mhm.
Where the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series reads like it was written 100 years ago. It really does.
100%. 100%.
But
I
like
don't like him for that. So
right.
I
I could see why people wouldn't. I wouldn't suggest that. Like, even though there's a lot to like and love about them, I wouldn't suggest that to be like the first, fantasy book that people should pick up and read.
I feel like if somebody says The Lord of the Rings is their favorite novel or like something that they reread, I would assume that's like the same as somebody who really enjoys Shakespeare. It's like it's so old, and the language is just so obtuse
Or they're
that,
lying. Or they're
huh?
fucking lying. They're lying.
They are lying. They're lying for
They're
sure.
like, oh, people are gonna think I'm sophisticated because my favorite book series is Lord of the Rings, and I know
Oh
all the
yeah,
shit about it. I know all
yeah,
the shit about it. Like, dude,
yeah,
fuck you, man.
yeah.
Give a
Milady,
shit.
I know Shakespeare, milady.
Yeah, like get fucked, dude. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll read them, and I have, and I'll appreciate those things about it, right? Because I do appreciate. Okay, so it is like a love hate thing for me, backstory, right? Because I appreciate Lord of the Rings for having a backstory and explaining it in detail as you are reading the books. And the last time I felt like I didn't know what the fuck was going on and I definitely was missing something and I couldn't enjoy it something was when I played Mass Effect the trilogy. I jumped into Mass Effect the trilogy never playing a Mass Effect game before. And I
Oof.
started at number 1. And I started it and people were talking and they were fucking saying shit and I felt like I was missing something. Like I missed the whole first fucking game, and I double checked. And I'm like, no, I ain't playing the first Mass Effect game. But they were fucking talking like, oh, the fucking blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I don't know what you're
Oh, I see
saying.
what you're
Like
saying.
I don't know
I
what
see what
you
you're saying.
mean. Like who is
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Who are these people? What is
yeah,
where like
yeah.
Lord of the Rings will walk you through it, and they introduce you people and um characters and stuff at like a good pace, and they explain you know like what the fuck is up with them before anything. So
Yeah,
it's just much easier.
yeah, that guy, he set up fantasy. And fantasy is my favorite genre, and I have a lot of respect for him. And I think that the books are good. And I think that the thing is just like what you're saying. It's just like the dialogue back then is just not what we're used to these days. It's just a little bit tougher to read. That's all.
It is a little bit tougher to read, and it is a little like a culture shock just how
Yeah.
different words he was using, and and the other thing that was surprising is the amount of smoking that's in the books. Everybody
Oh yeah.
loves their cigarettes, dude. They fucking
Hmm.
love that shit. There's a
Hell yeah,
part
bro.
in the first book where Gandalf is acting very mean and very rude to everybody, and he's literally like, It's because I haven't fucking smoked. That's what it is. That's why I'm so pissy. He says that. He's like, dude, I know why I'm mad. It's because I haven't fucking smoked yet. And so he puffed up, like he grabbed this big old pipe, puffed up, and he was like, oh, I feel so much better. I haven't smoked since we left fucking, Rivendell or whatever. Like, it's like, holy shit, dude.
He really built in a nicotine addiction to Gandalf.
Yeah, he really did. And all the hobbits, dude, they fucking love, because I think all of like the nicotine came from Hobbiton or whatever. So the hobbits knew their smoke. They knew their shit, so yeah, he had like smoking in there. Like a lot of smoking in there. It's crazy. So
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I have a lot of love for like the all the stuff that he can, because even the stuff that we're interested in recently, like Baldur's Gate, all that stuff. Tolkien, he's the blueprint for all that stuff.
Respect, 100% respect. Even though we know that it's nobody's favorite series, and if they're saying it is, they're lying.
They got a fedora.
Milady. They talk like they live in fucking Lord of the Rings. That's for fucking sure, dude.
Good morrow.
Yeah, milady. Dude, fuck
Huzzah.
Oh, I'm only acting strange because I haven't had my puff yet this morning. Okay, dude. So, but yeah, it is a blueprint for basically all fantasy. So I appreciate it for that, because we wouldn't have great games like Baldur's Gate. You're 100% correct. Baldur's Gate is so amazing, and I want to beat it, man. I really, really want to beat it. I only get a few hours a week, but I am chipping away at it, and I'm loving it so much, man. We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, just how rare good games are, and Baldur's Gate is one of those exceptions.
Exactly. It's everything you want in a game. You're getting your money's worth. It has replayability. The characters are great, and I don't really even care about that anymore. I really just want good gameplay, but I really like the characters in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. That is crazy that the older that we've gotten, you've been more into gameplay and more focused into gameplay, where I've kind of went away from that, and I do look for more story and character development in my games now.
So do you like games like Until Dawn or Heavy Rain or anything like that?
I have not. I've played Until Dawn. I've never played Heavy Rain, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more like Spider-Man, right? Like, obviously, we all know Spider-Man's gonna have good gameplay, but I wanted to have good story. I wanted to have good characters, and same thing with Baldur's Gate, and so the perfect example of like our divide is Armored Core 6, where you love Armored Core 6, you love the gameplay, and I like the gameplay, but I don't like the story. I think the story sucks, and I think it's quite horrible. So
I couldn't tell you. I skipped all the way through it. I couldn't tell you if the story was good.
Dude, you know what, dude? The guy said, "Go get him, Merc," and I stopped giving a fuck. Oh, my name's Merc. My name's fucking Merc, dude. Nobody gives a shit what I do. You know what I mean? So like,
you're Raven.
I became Raven after fucking 4 chapters of being Merc. You prove yourself, Merc. Like, what the fuck, dude? 4 fucking chapters in this game, or me?
All you gotta do.
Myself? Okay. Obviously,
all
nobody
you gotta do
gives
to
a
prove
shit.
yourself is to equip the miniguns, and you will have proved yourself.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's pretty much all I did, and I just spammed them against all these guys that didn't know how to fucking dash or block. But
the moment you put those on, you almost beat the game.
Until you fight that one hard boss, and then you just like, okay, well that was a chore, and then everything else is just easy. I do think like I would have enjoyed that game more if it had a good story, and that's kind of like where I'm at now in life. It's like, and it's your fault. It's crazy how it's your fucking fault I'm here in this situation, and you've steered away from that, because I used to read a lot of books when I was like younger, and then I totally stopped, and then I met you like 8 years ago, And then I fell back in love with books because of, you know, all the recommendations that you made for me. So that's really where it came from, is that I started reading a shitload of books. So now I can't help but, you know, look at different forms of media and expect somewhat of a story like these books, right? Like, I mean, we're talking about some fucking banger books out here. Like, there's some fucking bangers out here. The least we could do is try to mimic that in games and movies.
Do you really remember what Yorm the Giant story is?
Not necessarily, but that's not what matters to me. Like, if I remember every detail, I like going through the story to get the feelings. Like, it's the feelings. It's not necessarily the fucking, you know. So a good example is, I'm not gonna go in full spoilers territory, but in book 3 of Stormlight Archives, there is a scene in the end of the book with Dalinar, right? And this scene to me was so fucking powerful, what Dalinar did. And even though I don't remember exactly, like, verbatim what happened, like, the last 2 books, like, I can't tell you exactly what fucking happened each chapter, but I can give you, like, a just enough, right, that I experienced what, I kind of have an idea what he experienced those other chapters. And that's why it mattered. Like, that's why that moment in the end of book 3 was so fucking impactful, because of those emotions that I felt because of the other 2 books.
But you said I might give spoilers, and then you didn't say anything about the scene. I want to know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about Dalinar fighting the anger, the war.
Ooh,
you know?
Man, that was sick. Yes.
Yeah. I'm talking what was it called? The thrill. The thrill.
The thrill.
I'm talking about Dalinar fighting the thrill. And Dalinar saying, "You cannot have my pain." Yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude. And you knew, like, this motherfucker, he is going off right now. Like, he's not, dude, you know he could fuck anybody up. And you know he could take a punch, he can give a punch. You know all the badass shit he could do. But that was the toughest thing he did. That was the toughest thing he fucking did the entire book.
You know was fucking awesome. And like the pillar of light. Oof.
Dude, yeah. Deal with you murdering your wife. Deal with the fact that you were a fucking asshole to your kids. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who
he had to face all that, and then once he accepted it, it wasn't something. Yeah,
dude, that's a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So, but that shit. Well, look what I just said right now. That shit mattered because of all the other bullshit that happened before. And games need to do that. Games like Baldur's Gate need to, like, you know, it's already doing that. Baldur's Gate, I care about my characters. I'm invested in them. Something happens, I'm gonna feel some type of way. You know, so. I like it when games focus on a story, have a good story, have good characters, make me care, because those emotions are what I remember when I leave. You know, those are what the things that I remember when I get off the game.
I'm no stranger to a good book also. I like a good book too. But if your game doesn't have any story, that's fine with me. Like,
it's okay in some games. I like in Pokemon, I love playing Pokemon, and the less story, the better for the most part for me. Because I like just like the gameplay of Pokemon. I like doing the just like the, you know, the loop, the gameplay loop in Pokemon for me is just like fucking gets me going. You know?
Yeah.
Since I was a fucking kid, dude, I should have been like, dude, yeah, bro. You know, a lot of people. So this is something we haven't talked about. Okay. Probably because you don't care. But I care a little. I care about a little bit. Scarlet and Violet just came out with some DLC. You don't care. I know you don't care. But this might be surprising to you. I have not bought that DLC. And I do not currently plan to buy that DLC.
And what is it?
I don't know. I don't care.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know, and I don't care, dude. Because I'm at this point now in my gaming life that I'm gonna let go of Pokemon. And not that I hate Pokemon or I don't like. I fucking love Pokemon. I'm streaming Pokemon right now on Twitch. I'm playing Hard Gold because I love fucking playing Pokemon. But these new games are not it, dude. They're not fucking it. You know, they
Yeah.
need to add voice acting for me to care now. Like, if the next Pokemon game doesn't have voice acting, I'm not buying it. They need to have voice acting. They need to not make games yearly. They need to fucking take their time and make a polished game for fucking once. I want to play a Pokemon game on my Switch that's polished, that fucking works, dude. I've bought 3 or 4 of them now on my Switch, and none of them work, dude. None of them fucking work, and they're fucked up, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit, man. Bro. So, and I liked Arceus. I liked Pokemon Arceus. But Scarlet and Violet, dude, that's the thing, dude. I like the games; they're okay, but the older Pokemon games are some of my favorite games, like that exist.
They were good. They were very good.
They're some of my favorite games, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White, Black and White 2. Those are some of my favorite games ever.
I can't tell you when it went wrong. I can't be. I can tell you. I think. Okay.
I can tell you, it wasn't X and Y. It wasn't when it went full 3D. It wasn't even Sun and Moon. It was the Switch. We are talking about a company that we're talking about a company that was making handheld games for damn near 20 years, and then they had to be forced to basically make HD games, which they had never done before, and their games are just not there. They don't have a team that knows how to make HD games or doesn't know how to make them right, and their whole game just doesn't, in my opinion, it wasn't made for that kind of it wasn't made to be on 3D. It was made to be in sprites, and I feel like the whole I feel like the next Pokemon game should be all sprites. I think they should go back to using sprites,
dude. That would be so fucking awesome. I would absolutely prefer that and want that too, but I will have a little bit of pushback for you here. I think X and Y was fucking amazing.
That's not pushback. I agree with you. I think or amazing, I don't know, but I don't think X and Y are bad. And I don't think Sun and Moon are bad. I liked Sun and Moon a lot, actually. I like those games.
I don't care for that one, but X and Y. I think like the first them going to 3D, it was so great, man. Yeah, it was so cool. It felt like Pokemon was back, and they were trying something new, and they made it, and they made Pokemon 3D finally. Exactly. It was so good, man. And I think the problem with Pokemon is that it's one of the biggest, most popular, and most games anybody would play. Just like you could have anybody, even like a person who doesn't play video games, sit there and play like 2K or Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty or whatever. It's the same kind of thing. So,
yeah, I do think that it was finally time for, like, at that time when they went to the 3DS, that they needed to make a 3D game or like a 3D Pokemon, right? And now we're at the point where we need to go back. Go back, dude. Like, push the fucking button. Go back, dude.
No, but I think that's because what I was saying with that is I think like anybody would play Pokemon, and if they were to continue to innovate at the level of popularity and money that they have in the bank, then the game should be a lot better. But it's not. But at the same time, the thing is, like, people still buy them every single year. They have no incentive to make the game any better than it is. They're like, we already did this and made this amount of money. Just do it again and add a couple things and whatever, man. Just fucking ship it, dude. Like,
yeah, that's the fucking problem, right? Is that they sell millions and millions of copies of these fucking half-ass games.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think a lot of people are buying this DLC. So I'm hoping that gives them, lets them see that not everybody's going to just eat up all the shit that we're dropping.
And what about in 2 weeks when they announce the new one that's about to come out in a month? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
that's not true.
If the DLC fails,
this is half the DLC. So the other half comes out in December, which
Okay.
I might buy the DLC then if I see what's up and if they make any changes. But I mean, that's a big but because I just like I don't want to play Scarlet and Violet, dude. I had fun with it the first time, but it's too fucking buggy, bro. Like I can just play my DS and play a polished Pokemon game, you know, which I feel like especially with the ROM hacks that are out, dude, like all the new Pokemon, I don't even need to play Scarlet and Violet to play the new Pokemon. I could play with them in Fire Red, right? Like, like they're in other games now. They're in other fucking games now. So yeah, I'm really disappointed.
Before we go to games are good. Before we leave off of this one, I think the idea of them going back to sprites will be so fucking sick, and it would sell like hotcakes because they can make them look so good now. You know?
Isn't that crazy? Dude, 100%. But will they do it? I doubt it. I doubt they'll.
No, but dude, would that be sick, man?
Oh, dude, yeah, and like think about it, like black and white 2 graphics, I think is where we want to be at, right? With that art style. I think that's where we'd want to be at. But I don't know if they'll do it, dude. Maybe one day, like you know, we're talking about like 4 or 5 years from now, if they've come out with like 2 other generations and people are really just hating on it. Then maybe, but I don't think we're there yet. I think we're there. I think we're in this place where they think they're like, we're still going to drop the games as they are right now.
Yeah. So, and when they remake the old ones, they make them in the 3D style, and that sucks.
Not even, dude. Diamond and Pearl was not. They were chibi style. I mean, they were HD, but they were chibi style. Yeah. They weren't like, no, dude. That's a whole other thing, man. We could talk about fucking Pokemon. I could talk about Pokemon all fucking day. But I will say though, with Diamond and Pearl, the remakes, the really shitty part about them, dude, is that one, they were Diamond and Pearl remakes. They weren't Platinum remakes. They remade Diamond and Pearl, like the original games. And 2, they're not new versions. Like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was like a new take on Ruby and Sapphire. You know, they added new content, new like a new story, new post game. Where Diamond and Pearl remakes are just up-res versions of Diamond and Pearl. There's absolutely no, like, they added the underground just to add like Pokemon that you could catch because the Pokedex in Diamond and Pearl was really ass, like the Pokemon available to you. But that's it. That's the only thing they added, and just to fix like obviously a core issue in the game, but overall it's an up-res version of a DS game, and it was not it. It's not it, dude. Not a good. Not good. Okay, man. It fucking sucks. I was robbed.
I got off Pokemon a long time ago. What'd you say, Sun and Moon? Probably around then. I already felt like if you're going from X and Y to this, it's already to me like, all right, you know, because you're just pumping them out at that point. It's just Assassin's Creed. It's just Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
They still are. I still have some faith, but I keep getting disappointed. You know, that's where I'm at right now. I keep getting disappointed. I'm not buying this DLC, and I'm hoping that next time they drop a game, and I'm not looking. Like, I hope I'm strong enough to not buy it. Like, I hope I have that strength.
I think just like how people bought that Harry Potter game, I think if Pokemon, like the people like us who are over it, I think if Pokemon, they still got us. If they just try one time, just give it a shot and really give it a try. I think like most people will still play the new game where they actually try it for sure.
100%. Yes, they need to try that. They need to take a year off. They need to take like some time and really just make the game and stop pumping them out every year. That's really what it got. Because Scarlet and Violet could have been good games, but they are not polished. They're not done. They needed more time. And they're dropping DLC for a game that's not done. It's not fucking done. And they're not fixing it because they're making DLC. Like, they have to make the DLC to drop new Pokemon, to make new merch. Like, they should just fucking fix the game. At least, Cyberpunk may be ass, but at least, like, for the past, like, 2 years, they've been trying to fix the motherfucker.
Hell yeah, that's why I still mess with CD Projekt Red. I think they're awesome, man.
Yeah, you know, I see it. I don't know if like they'll regain all of their faith back. But I see that they're putting an effort into fixing it. But unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more than that to get everybody to go back on that CD Projekt.
I think as soon as Witcher 4 drops, everybody's gonna shut up.
Are they even making a Witcher 4?
Dude, they would be stupid if they weren't. But
Did
maybe
not.
not.
Like, that's not a thing, is it? I don't think they're doing that.
Oh, I haven't heard any rumors. I'm just assuming that they would
okay.
be making a Witcher 4. Yeah.
Speaking of dead fucking rumors, I don't think we're ever gonna see a BioShock game again. We're never gonna see a BioShock game ever again.
Oh, those were so good, man.
They were fucking amazing, dude.
BioShock game.
They were amazing, and honestly, for the longest time, I held out hope that they were gonna just drop another one. But dude, it's been about fucking 15 years, 10 years, dude. Like,
man,
where the fuck is it? It's just never coming out, is it?
Probably not. I think they remade System Shock. That's about it.
Oh, they did, right? Oh, they did remake that. But yeah,
I didn't play it, but
at this point, if they make a BioShock remake, will people, or not remake, excuse me, like a new BioShock game, will people even care? It's been so long.
Yes, people will care.
You think people will care?
Yeah, 100%.
I would care, but I don't think a lot of people
if they made a 4K BioShock game, and they sold it at a reasonable price, let's say $50, that game will sell like hotcakes for sure.
Dude,
the thing
$50,
is, like,
I don't know what, dude. We're talking about 2K here. 2K makes those games,
right?
That's not happening, dude. They're not dropping that shit for $50.
Okay,
they're dropping that shit. They're dropping that shit for $70 with the battle pass, with the season. With the fucking pre-order. I'm fucking serious, man.
The
Why
BioShock
not?
Battle Pass?
The battle pass, the season pass, the pre-order bonuses, the fucking...
And what's the collector's edition? What does it have in it?
The collector's edition? It has an art book, and it's $200. Has an art book, and then it has a digital CD and a digital Big Daddy costume. And that's it.
Oh, okay. So
$200. You get a costume in game, yeah. Which everybody else can, no. It's in game. And everybody else can just pay $10 to get it. That's what you're looking at. I'm fucking calling it, bro. If you're taking 12 years to drop a game, you don't give a fuck. You don't. Like that. You're not, dude. You don't give a fuck.
That's like people generally love BioShock. I wonder. Like,
yeah, I'm one of them. I love that game.
Why is that not something that people care about? Like,
I care. Trust me. Dude, trust me when I say every fucking game game reveal thing, right?
Yeah.
Gamescom or fucking like Sony plays or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm holding on hope. Like,
Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah. I'm holding on hope. Like, dude, maybe BioShock comes out. Like, bro, maybe the next game is BioShock. And I'm holding on hope every fucking time, dude. Every single time, I'm disappointed, man. I'm not like I'm just getting to the point now.
I haven't had anything like that in a while. I think if like the idea of Dark Souls 4 being a real thing, I guess that's.
Oh, you're far away from that, bud. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
You're really far away from that, dude. I don't think you'll ever get Dark Souls 4, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No, you're. Yeah. But the thing is, you're kind of like, who cares? Because Elden Ring is basically Dark Souls.
I don't care about that.
You just don't like the open world stuff.
It's just too big. Yeah, it's just too big.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I can see that. Dude, look at me. I'm still fucking waiting. I'm waiting for BioShock and I'm waiting for Bloodborne 2. Like, none of my shit is coming out, and it's getting me pissed off, dude.
Bloodborne
I'm getting fucking pissed over here. Like, holy shit, dude. Yeah, like we're talking about, and this is something we need to talk about in a future podcast, about how, some games are just not it when they come out.
Like what?
Like, no, just like that, that are not fucking meeting the expectations that we put upon them.
Oh,
like Starfield.
Yeah, totally.
They're just like not meeting expectations. And so we need to talk about that later. But yeah, like, where the fuck is Bloodborne 2 and where the fuck is BioShock?
Dude,
where the fuck are they?
Ain't never coming, man. Bloodborne 2 is possible.
Don't fucking
Bloodborne
Dude,
2,
don't fucking say
like, dude,
yeah,
man.
Bloodborne 2, yeah. Bloodborne 2, I think if not Bloodborne 2, we are going to get a Bloodborne remake made by Blue Point, the same developers that made the Demon Souls remake. I do think that is, like, either that is coming or Bloodborne 2 is coming. I don't think that they're going to not do that because there's enough people complaining about them needing to do it.
I think if they make that game playable at 60 frames per second, their audience is going to double.
You will believe me then that Bloodborne is the best Soulsborne game.
That ain't... Bro, come on.
Dude, we need to do that. Look, we're running out of time for this podcast, but we need to have a conversation in the future about which are the best Souls games, because I'm sure you and I can go fucking cat fight into it about this fucking... which one's the best one. And I do think Bloodborne is the best one. And I think it's pretty easily the best one.
Armor Core 6. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Dude, you win. I can.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, the fact that you said Armored Core means that your argument is so powerful. It's like a spirit bomb. I'm going to concede to that before I fucking get Frieza'd. So, but I will say that the best thing about Bloodborne is the vials. Blood vials are better than... They're a better mechanic than flasks.
Estus. Yeah.
Estus flasks, yeah. They are.
There's a lot of stuff in that game that's better than Dark Souls, but I think like the overall combination is nice, you know. Oh yeah, that is cool. That is really cool.
I'm telling you, you don't have to upgrade them. They always heal you 30-40%. I don't fucking know, but you don't have to upgrade them. Anyways, that is it for Get In There, which I think we did get in there pretty well. I think we did a pretty good fucking job. Get in there, dude. All right. We'll post on the socials, everything. We need to get a Twitter. We need to get the YouTube channel set up. We're fucking figuring it all out. So we'll get all that set up. If this is on YouTube and you're watching on YouTube, in the description there should be a link to the Spotify, iTunes, other ways that you can listen, and we would really, really appreciate if you go to those other things and click on those things and like it and engage with those as well, because this is just two best friends having a great time chatting, but we would love to be able to do this every single day more consistently. It would be so great. So we'd really, really appreciate any support, and please share this with everybody you know and all the people they know. We would love for anybody to come and join us and have these type of conversations. So please, by all means, share. And we love you all, and we hope you have a great day.
Peace.